writing. I'll take the picture. I sent the other one to the school app already. I'm going to send these two to the school app in case we don't finish writing. So let's stop writing now. Listen, please. Stop writing, guys. Stop. We continue with supply. Supply, in the previous class, we said supply is the quantity of goods or services producers are willing to produce at a given price and time. The quantity, the amount of goods and services producers are willing to produce at a given price and time. That is supply. Stop already and focus. Supply simply means the quantity of goods and services producers are willing to produce or supply at a given price and time. That is supply. And when it comes to supply, it's all about producers. That is supply. So today we want to talk about supply curve and other circumstances behind supply. So what is a supply curve? A supply curve is a graph that shows the relationship between the quantity supply and the price of the product. We call it a supply curve because it's a graph that shows the positive relationship between supply, the quantity supplied, and the price of the product. In demand, it's an inverse relationship, but in supply, it's a positive relationship, which is the same as what? Direct relationship. Do you understand supply here? Yes. Supply curve is a graph that shows the direct relationship between price and the quantity supplied. Do we get supply curve? Then we have the supply schedule. A supply schedule is a table that shows the relationship between price and the quantity supplied. This is a supply schedule. This is a supply curve. Do you get it? Stop that already, please. Supply schedule is a table that shows the relationship between price and quantity, a positive one. When price increases, quantity supply increases. When price increases, quantity supply increases. That's a positive relationship. And the graph that represents this table is the supply curve. Do you understand supply curve here? Yes. Great. Then we have aggregate supply. Aggregate supply is the sum of supply in the economy. The sum of what? Supply in the economy. Supply itself is just a supply in the market. ISM is a school. The supply of services from ISM is one. The market supply is ISM and other schools together. Do you understand aggregate supply here? Yes. ISM is a school. That's individual supply. The combination of schools in terms of supply is what? Aggregate supply. Do you understand aggregate supply? The sum of total supply in the economy, the sum of the market supply, aggregate supply. Stop that, please. Who's making that sound? The sum of the total supply in the market is what? Aggregate supply. ISM supply. ISM is one, individual supply. But when it comes to the market, this total market supply is called aggregate supply. Do we understand aggregate supply here? Great. Then we have a typical supply schedule. There's price 10, the quantity 5, 20, the quantity 10, 30, the quantity 15, 40, the quantity 20. Then we represent this with a graph. At the price of 10, the quantity supply is 5. At the price of 20, the quantity supply is 10. At the price of 30, the quantity supply is 15. At the price of 40, the quantity supply is what? 40. So at the price of 40, the quantity supply is what? 20, sorry. So based on this schedule and the curve, or the graph, it shows that as soon as the price increases, the quantity supplied increases. Yes or no? As the price increases, the quantity supplied what? Increases. So that is a direct relationship. So that takes us to the law of supply, which says what? The higher the price.
The lower the quantity.
No, sorry, there's a mistake here. The higher the price, the higher the quantity, sorry. The higher the quantity. Please change that to higher, please. The higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied, and vice versa. The lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. Do we get it, please?
Yes.
The higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. The lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. That's why I wrote vice versa. Do we get it, please?
Yes.
Do we get it or not? Any question?
No.
Okay. So we have other circumstances of supply. The first one is supply restricted by minimum market price. Producers produce products. They want to make profit. Yes or no?
Yes.
To make profit, profit is total revenue minus total cost. This is profit. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me or not?
Yeah,
Please?
yes.
So if total revenue minus total cost gives us profit, what is our total revenue? Our total revenue is price multiplied by quantity. So firms only want to supply when the price is right. So if the price is minimum, it will not allow them to cover for their cost. And as a result of that, they would not want to supply. So supply might be restricted because the price is not right. Minimum. So if the market price is minimum, it means producers will not be able to cover for their cost. If they cannot cover for their cost, they don't have the incentive to produce because they won't be able to make profit. The main reason why we produce or why we set up a business is to make profit, yes or no? But if the price is minimum, it means we won't have the incentive to produce. As a result of that, supply will be what? Restricted. Do you get it or not, please?
Yes.
Do you understand the first condition here?
Yes.
There's circumstances behind supply. There are some reasons why supply would not increase. One of the reasons is minimum price. Because minimum price would not allow the firm to make profit. And if the firm is not making profit, it is not right to produce. So supply is restricted because the price is not right for firms to produce. Do you understand the first one here? Do we understand or not? So firms tend to produce if they can attain profit. Selling below a certain price will not allow them to cover their cost. They won't be able to cover this cost. And if the cost is not lower than the total revenue, there's no profit. As a result, they may not want to produce. If they don't want to produce, it means supply is restricted. Do we get it?
Yes.
Great. The second situation or circumstance is supply restricted by limited capacity. Capacity is simply talking about
What does firm mean?
What?
What does firm mean?
Firm. Business. It's the same as a business.
So same as enterprise.
Yes. But in economics we use firms mostly. The second one is capacity. Capacity is talking about how much space available for your production. So let's say this is your space. You produce, and the space is filled up. The space is filled up. You cannot produce outside the space, yes or no? Irrespective of the price. Though we said the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied, right? That is the law of supply. But here, supply is still restricted because there's no spare capacity. No spare capacity. So irrespective of the price, we cannot still supply because we don't have a spare capacity. Do you understand the second circumstances here? So supply might not increase, even if the price increases because there is no spare capacity. So if a firm has used up its capacity, it cannot supply further because it cannot produce further. So the law of supply would not work here, would not work here. The law of supply is the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. The lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. So if the price is even increasing in the market, because you don't have a spare capacity, you won't still be able to produce. Oh, school fees might increase, but if ISM doesn't have space for students, there's still no space. It won't be able to employ to admit more students because there's no classes for the students. There are no classes for the students. Do we understand?
Yes.
The third one, fixed supply. We call it a fixed supply because it is inelastic. Irrespective of the price, we cannot still produce. Example, the price of coconut. You know coconut, right?
Yes.
Coconut. You know coconut, right?
Yes.
Can you plant coconut and make it, germinate in a year?
No.
No. So irrespective of the price of coconut, we cannot produce it in a short time. It takes a long period of time before it germinates. So that is inelastic. It's fixed. It cannot be produced at a short period of time.
Like
So-
discount every year. Like discount comes every year.
Discount.
Then,
No.
example.
No. Discount is something else. This is economics, please. What we're talking about is coconut. You know coconut, right?
Yeah.
Coconut.
Coconut, yes.
Yeah. Can you plant it in a year and germinate in a year? No. So if the price of coconut this year is $1 million, we cannot still produce it in this year and get it this year. Do you get the point I'm making here? So the supply is fixed. At this price, at this price, at this price, at this price, whatever price it is, the quantity remains the same. So irrespective of the price might increase, but the quantity remains the same. Because we cannot produce such products within a short period of time, short one. Do we understand?
Yes.
Short one is a time period where we have one fixed factor. We're not there now. We're going to talk about that later on. But we call it a short one because there's a factor, input, that is fixed, that we cannot change. That is why it's in the short one.
So it has limited quantity.
Yes. Irrespective of the price, we cannot quickly produce it in a short run. So these are the reasons why the law of supply might not be practical. Do you get the point we're making here? The law of supply is the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. But these three reasons are reasons why the law of supply might not be practicalized, might not be applicable.
Yes.
Do we get it?
Yes.
Minimum price, restricted capacity, fixed capacity, we talked about that, and fixed supply. When you don't have capacity to produce, when you use up your capacity, irrespective of the price, you won't still be able to produce. When it is a minimum price, the price cannot allow you to cover your cost. You won't have the incentive to produce. And the last one is fixed supply, inelastic. Inelastic supply. You cannot produce at a short period of time, in the short run. Because you cannot produce in the short run, irrespective of the price, you won't still be able to sell or produce. So we end the lesson for today here. Any question?
No.
Thank you.